Yes, I was raised in a what I call a toxic church, and I've been in recovery from it ever since. And uh, they did a lot of things wrong. This was in the 1950s or so when I was young. It was a racist church. We actually had deacons stationed at the door to keep away anybody of another color. It was an angry, judgmentalist, very legalistic church, and many people have stories of different kinds of legalism from around the world. And this church kind of tops every story I've heard. It's also very exclusive. There were about 120 people in the church, and we thought there may be as many as 150 people in heaven, but surely no more. We had the key, and it was cultic, really. And as I grew up, of course, when you're a child, you think, well, this is the way it is, and everybody else is wrong. And then later, I found out, well, no, some of these things are flat out wrong. And the racism, for example, things they taught, I found were not just wrong, they're heretical. They're unbiblical. And then I went through a period where I questioned everything. Well, if they're wrong about that, then maybe they're wrong about this and everything. And so I went through a period of throwing it all out. And as it took me a while to start going back and rediscovering, re-exploring that territory, I think my process as a writer has been to go back and pick up those stones I was given, scrub the grime, scrub the dirt off, and find what is worth saving. There may be some diamonds here, but it's all buried under mud, under the accretion of centuries. And I'm able to do that in my writing. What I find is that I'm not the only person who has been wounded by the church. In fact, every day I get letters or emails from people who have different experiences. Some were raised strict Catholic with the nuns wrapping their knuckles. Some were raised, maybe Seventh-day Adventist, and they couldn't drink coffee or Coke or what. They all have different stories than mine, but they do come away confused about their faith. And it seems to me the worst heritage of a group like that is the image of God that they convey. The image of God I came away with was of this frowning policeman in the sky, just looking for somebody who might be enjoying themselves. Ah, gotcha, and people ask me, well, why did you come back to faith? And I say, well, it wasn't through the Bible. I was up to here with the Bible. It wasn't through a Billy Graham rally. It was three things, really. Nature, the beauties of nature, classical music, I played the piano, and that was my refuge, and romantic love, those three things. And about that time, I came across from a quote from G.K. Chesterton. He was actually quoting someone else, but he said, "The worst moment for an atheist is when he feels a profound sense of gratitude and has no one to thank." And that's the state I was in. Suddenly I was experiencing the beauties of the world through music, through nature, through love. And I realized I wanted to know the one behind all of these. I wanted to know the artist who thought them up and turned them loose. So that sent me on a quest to find the real God.